Hi everyone, welcome back to Homemaking 101. Today we're going to be canning butter. So we're using 4 pounds of butter, so it'll be 4 boxes. And we're just opening them up and placing them in a pot. We're going to melt the butter down. You don't want it to come to a rolling boil, you want it just like a low simmer. And that's when it's ready. Once it comes to a low simmer, we're going to go ahead and ladle it into jars. And then we are going to be pressure canning it today. You don't want to water bath it because you want to make sure that it is safe to eat. So you want to make sure you pressure can it. So we have our pressure canner filled with hot water. We have our jars ready to go. And we're going to boil our lids as soon as we get our butter in here. Now we are using 1/2 pint jars today. You can use whatever size jar you want. We're doing smaller, that way if you open it, you can let it sit on your counter, and it's a small amount that you can use up fairly quick and it's not going to go bad. We're going to be processing this on number 10 pressure for our pressure canner, and then it's going to process for about 1.5 hours. Same as you would do for like soups and meats and that kind of stuff. So our butter has this film on the top, as you can see, and it has come to a low boil. So we're going to go ahead and scoop it into our jars. We turned our burner off. We have our little jar here. Now we have a bowl of vinegar too. You want to wipe the rim of your jar with vinegar. The reason for that is it gets all the grease off where it's excuse me water does not. So we're just going to fill our jar to the brim like normal. We're going to take our rag, dip it in the vinegar. Now you want to make sure you don't get any vinegar in your jar or it will make your butter curdle. Just going to carefully wipe the rim. And then we're going to give it a lid. And then we're going to place it in our canner. We're going to repeat with all of our jars. So we went ahead and filled the bottom of our canner. So we're going to place our extra rack down on top. So we can do a second layer. All right, so we got all of our jars in. We're going to go ahead and turn our burner onto medium high. Some of them are actually popping already. So we're going to go ahead and put our lid on. Right, and then we're just going to watch for our steam to come up. You're going to can it like normal. Steam comes up 10 minutes, full steam. Put your cap on, wait for your little thing to pop up, get our pressure up to 10, and then once it holds steady at 10, we're going to time it for 1.5 hours. All right, so we got all of our butter out of the canner. You can tell it is separated, but we can't shake it yet because it's still really hot. So we set our timer for 20 minutes. After those 20 minutes, we're gonna give them a good shake, and then we're gonna set it for another 20 minutes. This is gonna take about up to 2 hours. You wanna keep shaking until it is no longer separating after 20 minutes. So like I said, it can take up to 2 hours. It just depends. But we do have a lot of separation, so it's gonna take a while. All right, so we're simply taking our jar, just giving it like a good shake here. Most of these are already sealed, so you don't have to worry about the butter coming out. I'm just gonna continue this with all of them. Set it for another 20 minutes. Basically, we're shaking these until they're fully mixed and you can't really shake them anymore. As you can see, this is a different color than this one. This one is starting to get thick, and you can tell it's not separated anymore. So that's the goal for all of them. So all of our butter is officially done now. We're going to let it sit like you would normally do with canned goods. Let it sit for at least a day, if not 2 days. And then we'll take our rings off, and then they can go ahead and go in the cabinet. But as you can see, the butter has hardened completely. And it is all the same color. So it is well mixed. It took about 1.5 hours for ours, for the slightly bigger jars. These little jars were done in about 1 hour. So we're gonna go ahead and open one up in about 2 days to try it and see what it's like. So I'll attach that to the end of this video so you guys can see what it's like. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up one of our butters to try. We made some homemade bread, so we're gonna go ahead and cut that. Our bread is still hot. It did cool a little bit, so it's not super cold. Alright, so we're going to open our canned butter. You can see there's the butter. There is a hole in the middle, but that's just from shaking it. But it looks like regular butter, just slightly grainier. Push it down in here. Smells like regular butter. Tastes like regular butter, just a different consistency. It's a little bit grimier. There is our homemade butter on our homemade bread, our canned butter. It worked really well. Thank you guys so much for watching.